Welcome to Special Meals. Stay tuned until the end of the video. You'll be informed secret tips throughout this video to have a cuisine you exactly expected. Don't miss it. Remember that delicious puliyodharai you get in Perumal Temple at the early mornings of December? Let's see how to make puliyodharai with the same tempting, heavenly, and delectable taste. Let's see what we need to make the luscious dish. To grind, we need 2 tablespoons of peanuts, 1½ tablespoons sesame, a small piece of ginger, a garlic clove, 2 green chilies, 2 dried chilies, half a teaspoon cumin, and a bit of salt. The other ingredients are 200 grams rice, 4 tablespoons sesame oil, 2 tablespoons peanuts, a little amount of mustard, 1 tablespoon Bengal gram, 1½ tablespoon split black gram, 1 dry chili, a little bit of asafoetida, a little bit of curry leaves, big lemon-sized amount of tamarind, half a teaspoon turmeric powder, and required amount of salt. In a vessel, take 4 cups of water. Today, we will drain the water from the rice, so you don't need the exact measurement for the water. After the water has boiled, add 1 cup of cleaned rice and mix gently. You're avoiding burning and the rice sticking to the pot by mixing it gently. Add 2 teaspoons of oil so that our rice won't stick to the other rice and form big lumps. You can use any type of rice to make puliyodharai. For example, raw rice or parboiled rice, but by making it with raw rice will be a better choice. Turn off the stove when the rice is half cooked. You shouldn't fully cook it. If you did, the rice will be mashed when adding and mixing the tamarind sauce. Let's immediately drain the water from the rice and close it with a lid. The rice will cook a bit more in that warmth. Now, let's roast 2 tablespoons of peanuts well in a mild temperature. I have used this spoon for my tablespoon measurements today. After the peanuts are well roasted, set it aside to cool down. That you can see they're well roasted, so let's set it aside. Now add 1½ tablespoons of sesame. We will be roasting the sesame well. You should roast it until it pops. The temperature should be mild. Today, we will be making puliyodharai with both sesame powder and peanut powder. We could also make puliyodharai with just one powder from these two, but when you add both of them, the dish will get a very rich taste. Now, let's roast half a teaspoon cumin. Roast it until you get an aroma. Then, set it aside with the sesame and powder or grind them together. The cumin is well roasted. Let's roast half a teaspoon salt together with 2 dried chilies in a mild temperature. The color of the dried chilies won't change when we roast it with salt. You can see it is well roasted, but the color hasn't changed at all. Let's powder the salt and the chilies. The chilies will be well powdered if it's powdered or grinded with salt. Now, let's put the cooled down sesame and cumin in this and coarsely grind it. When grinding the sesame, grind it with breaks instead of grinding it in one go. The oil from the sesame will start to come if you grind it continuously. Then you won't get a powder like this. Let's coarsely powder the peanuts using the same method. Now grind 2 green chilies, 1 big garlic clove, and a little bit of ginger together and set it aside. Now take 4 tablespoons sesame oil in a mild temperature. If you add a lot of sesame oil, the puliyodharai will be tastier. Now roast 2 tablespoons peanuts. You can even add 3 tablespoon peanuts and roast it if you like. After roasting the peanuts, add 1/4 teaspoons of mustard and roast it until it pops. After those two are done, add 1 tablespoon Bengal gram and roast well. So you can see that the mustard has popped, so I think we can begin to add the Bengal gram. You should roast the Bengal gram until it gets a golden brown color. So roast it until the Bengal gram attains that goldish brown color. And later on, add 1.5 tablespoons split black gram, and 1 dried chili. I have added the chili as one whole one instead of in pieces. By adding as a whole one, you get the flavors and you wouldn't eat the seeds from the chilies. Add the coarsely grinded ginger garlic chili paste and lightly mix. You can increase and decrease the chili amount after your spice expectations. Now add a little bit of asafoetida. So I'm gonna mix this well before I'm gonna add the asafoetida. And now let's add it and mix this for a while. I have already soaked a lemon-sized amount of tamarind in half a cup of water. Now add that tamarind water. Avoid using more than half a cup of water to soak tamarind. Now add half a teaspoon of turmeric. Later on, add a bit of curry leaves and the required amount of salt you need. You should keep in mind that we have already used salt when grinding the sesame, so now add a lesser amount of salt. Let this sauce boil well enough until the oil floats on top and forms a separate layer from the sauce. You can actually see the layer afterwards it has boiled. Now you can see that the layer has formed, so let's turn the stove off. And we will be adding this tamarind sauce and we'll mix it only after the sauce has cooled down very well. Then only our rice won't form big lumps. So basically the rice won't stick together. The rice has cooled down. Let's add the powdered sesame and peanuts powder to the rice and mix well. You can actually smell the aroma when mixing. Add the cooled down tamarind sauce and mix well. That's it. Our heavenly puliyodharai is ready. Try this recipe at home and comment on how it was. If you like this video, subscribe to Special Meals and don't forget to click on the bell so you're updated with the latest videos.